It's a very good morning from Gili Air. I'm here for a few days and I'm just cruising around having a look at what's going on, getting a feel for the place, exploring a little bit because I haven't been here before. I'm looking forward to exploring the place. Come with me and check out Gili Air. This place is absolutely dead at this time of morning. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. It's not 6:30, but it's dead. A little bit different to some other places in Bali. You get a bit of activity, before 7 o'clock. Here it seems everyone's in bed, island time, that sort of thing. I did hear a little bit of music going on last night, not heaps, it wasn't disturbing my sleep or anything like that. So I'm getting the impression that people do like to sort of stay out a bit later and listen to a bit of music. The interesting thing is when I did arrive yesterday, I had this uneasy feeling, which is strange. I sort of had a love-hate thing going on straight away. It's not like, oh, I love this place. It was sort of a little bit strange because it was so much more built up than I had expected. It's quite, like for example, this little section here. I mean, it's like a laneway in Kuta, and we're on an island. So that was surprising and it sort of was a bit of a shock. But as I looked around at the places they've got here, like the eating options, they look absolutely sensational, world class. Like you'd rarely get this many fantastic places to eat in one location. So the plan today really is to let everything come at me and experience it as it comes. If it doesn't feel good, I'll let you know. If it feels unreal, I'll also let you know. And by the end of it, hopefully I get a proper, genuine feeling of what what I like and don't like about this place. I can hear the rumbling of thunder and it looks like there might be a monster storm whipping across there. It doesn't look like it's going to last too long. You can see the end of the clouds behind that, but that looks like between here and say Gili Trawangan, there seems to be a storm, and I reckon that's probably not that far away. But over that way, you can actually see Rinjani just popping over that tree there in a bit of sun. Looks beautiful. That water is very, very crystal clear. Heaps of fish down there. Wow, that looks beautiful actually. Really beautiful. You look at the way that these dudes spear their fish. What's that? What's on the end of that? Spear fishing with a fork tied to a stick. That's pretty cool. That's ingenuity for you. Ooh, I can see heaps of rain over there. And that's sort of in line with us. And that storm is coming across fast. But to get moving, I'm actually going to go and get a coffee somewhere. Hello. Pindah sampah kemana?
Ini ke Lombok.
Ke Lombok?
Ya.
Kenapa nggak ke sini? Kenapa nggak dikubur di sini?
Kalau dikubur di sini nggak ada tempat.
Nggak ada tempat. Jadi setiap hari harus transfer.
Transfer ke Lombok.
Oh, bagus. Makasih ya.
Ya, sama-sama.
There you go. Beautiful. Well, that's a good idea. I like to hear that. If you can come up with a solution which is not just having a mountain of rubbish on your own island, send it somewhere else, that's pretty good. And Lombok's big. You just go and dig a big hole in the jungle somewhere and no one will even know. We've actually got lots of problems with rubbish in Bali at the moment with the Suwung main tip earmarked for closure. It has been officially closed for many years now, but the governor is saying that it will close this month for sure, 100%, no ifs or buts. And then another politician from a national level has come over the top and said, no, you can't close that because if you close it, like Bali's going to drown in rubbish. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on at the moment. So all of a sudden it just got real dark and that thunder is getting louder. Those heavens are going to open any second now. Hopefully I can find a coffee shop. I know there's one up here which opens at 7 and it's not quite 7 yet, but I'll be able to hide there until they get their coffee machine going. Wind's picked up now. Wind's picked up. I can feel a few sprinkles of rain. That's seconds away from pouring down. And I stop in at this place, it's called Kopi Susu. So the storm's really arrived now and it's fired up. I'm getting wet inside. It's actually got this bit of an open air vibe here, so I'm getting a bit wet inside. Look at this. It's coming down now. Bit of wind around as well. I reckon this is one of those storms that's probably not going to last too long though. The electricity went off for a little while there, but it's back on now. Maybe I can order a coffee. So I'll just order some coffee and a banana bread for brekkie here. I actually get brekkie included in my hotel, but I don't know, I don't really feel like doing that. I just want to go out and explore a little bit. Kopi Susu, pretty good. Kopi Susu is just the name for white coffee, if you were wondering. So if you go to a warung, you ask for Kopi Susu, it's kopi means coffee, susu means milk, white coffee, we would say in English. I mean, you could say it's a milk coffee. Kopi hitam, black coffee, hitam means black, but you know when you say things quickly or you say it informally, we can say item or hitam, yeah? You can sort of really shorten some of those vowels and drop the H. You can say the same with hijau as well. You don't have to say hijau, you can say ijo. Yeah, it makes you sound more cool, more the real deal. So interestingly, I've just wandered upon a place called Warung Dika. There's this place here. I actually talked to these guys last night. I'll put that video, that little clip, after this little section, so I'll give you some context. But these guys are actually from Lombok and they're here and they set up their own business. And this place doesn't get any foreign customers at all. It's all local. So this is the sort of food they've got here. Yeah, you've got tempeh, you've got some, I'm not sure if that's fish, it looks like fish, and you've got some meat over there. Then you've got terong, little curries, and lots of spicy food there. And they're cooking that fresh out the back now. One of the things about sitting in a warung like this is, one of my favourite things to do is just to look out and watch the rhythms of life of the island pass by, and every now and then you'll see people come past on a little bike there. That guy's carrying water, drinking water to wherever he's going, either his warung or his house. You've got people coming past and workers, you've got people going to the market or whatever. There's just a lot of different locals sort of using this road. And it's just nice to see what's going on at the very mundane level. I actually talked about that in a previous video. This guy coming past, he's got his sarong around his head because it's been raining. But in a previous video, I talked about the mundane that I really love. It's something quite, for me, quite interesting, just observing. Ibu mulai dari jam berapa di sini?
Dari jam 7
Sampai
jam 10 malam.
Oh, kalau masak
Bangun jam 5.
Bangun jam 5, mulai masak, terus kalau udah habis stok harus masak lagi.
Masak lagi.
Jadi selalu fresh.
Iya, harus fresh. Datang nanti ayam lagi, potong-potong yang fresh.
Oh, ayam datang dari mana?
Dari pinggir, dari Lombok.
Bahannya lebih mahal di sini daripada di Lombok?
Lebih mahal di sini. Satu bungkus nasi 10.000.
Dapat apa untuk 10?
Dapat ayam, satu ayam sama
satu piece. Well, that is cheap. 10.000 murah banget, Bu. Murah banget. Kalau di sini rata-rata, kalau aku lihat di sini lumayan mahal makanan. Itu fokus ke bule ya.
Untuk bule beda. Resto. Kalau di sini kan lokal.
Here we go, this is what I'm talking about, daily life here. Look at this dude, that's how you transport it. Caranya bagus. So that coffee there was at Warung Dika, only cost 5,000 rupiah. What a bargain. I just stumbled across these three ladies who have been very kind enough to give their time. Kalian asli dari mana? Asli sini? Lombok.
Ya.
Jadi untuk di sini untuk liburan atau apa?
Kita menetap di sini.
Menetap. Jadi udah berapa lama di sini kalian?
Saya udah hampir 15 tahunan.
15 tahun?
Saya kemarin sempat di sini karena punya anak.
Ya.
Baru 8 bulan di sini lagi.
Ya, jadi ini karena ada lebih banyak kesempatan di sini di Gili Air daripada di kampung. Kerja apa kalau di kampung?
Jadi berumah tangga.
Ibu rumah tangga aja, nggak ada pilihan lain, nggak ada seperti kafe, resto atau apalah.
Tidak ada.
Oh, susah ya?
Karena kita di bagian kampung.
Ya.
Kalau di bagian kota ya mungkin banyak.
Jadi kalau di kampung harus merantau.
Ya, betul.
Harus merantau.
Ya.
Jadi kalau mau pulang kampung dari sini gampang. Naik motor atau biasanya?
Dijemput sama suami.
Oh, ya. Kalau dijemput sama suami gampang. Jauh dari sini kampung Ibu?
Tidak begitu jauh sih.
Dan itu dari kampung halamannya ada banyak orang yang merantau ke sini juga.
Banyak.
Jadi pasti banyak teman.
Banyak.
Terima kasih ya, Bu. Ya, makasih ya. Okay, bye. Oh, such lovely, lovely people. I always love to hear stories of people who are merantau from all around Indonesia to these tourist zones, because it's always where the opportunities are. And we sometimes forget the people who are serving us in these hotels and restaurants. aren't necessarily originally from there, and they may be far from their families. They may even have newborn kids like that lady there who they've had to leave behind under the guardianship of perhaps grandparents. The rain's still falling here on Gili Air, but those guys that were moving the cement mixer before have actually moved down here to this place. Building places here is really like a fully manual process. There's hardly anything which is sort of pre-done, and you have to cut things to the right size. And I mean, it's a bit like that in the West as well, but I think a lot of the times now in the West we get a lot of things pre-made. Like you can even get the frame of your house sort of pre-done and delivered sort of thing. Here, it's all very manual and labour intensive. I'm finally getting to an area that's a little bit more rural, a bit of open land, a few banana trees around, that sort of thing. That's sort of what I wanted to see a little bit more of. Maybe I've just stayed in the most built up area on the island. And therein lies the eternal traveller's dilemma. You want all the amenity, but you want to be out in nature and not see another tourist. Like, it sort of doesn't really exist. You sometimes in your travels, you find a place that's got the best balance between amenity and being overrun with tourism. And trying to find that middle ground is really difficult. And finding that place usually only occurs for a split second. It's only there for a moment in time, and you have an amazing experience, and then the place moves on and we move on in another direction. And that's the way it goes. Now, that point in time is going to be different for different people. So for a lot of people, the point in time that Gili Air is at right now is the perfect point in time for them. For other people who were here maybe many years ago, it was back then. I think for me, the best part of Gili Air would be staying in a place that's maybe only 500 metres further away from where I'm staying. So you get the best of both worlds, where you may be able to cycle to the nice establishments down near the harbour, but you've also got this peaceful rural area like this, which is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Still slightly built up, but it's a local built up, you know, it's a bit different. I don't mind that. Last time I was in Ubud, I found that that whole hippie crowd, that alternative crowd, had sort of moved on somewhat. It wasn't as much of a hippie spiritual place as it used to be back in the day, maybe even 20 years ago. It was a much more yoga centric, health food centric, I don't know, vegan, maybe a little bit of vegan, a hippie type of place. The crowd has moved more to the Canggu angle, I think, in Ubud. But what I'm noticing here, which is really interesting, is a lot of this yoga stuff, a lot of this energetic healing stuff, heaps of vegan places. Like, it's incredible how much you see here. And I think maybe some of that crowd has actually moved across to the islands. Maybe that's where they've gone. I mean, it's obviously not the same people because we're 20 years down the track, but I think, you know, you're always going to have that hippie place. And I think there is a bit of that here that I'm feeling. Now, I don't know how well that fits in with what's going on in terms of development, and maybe once this place develops fully, which it will do over the next, you know, decade or so, maybe they'll move on again and they'll end up in, I don't know, Flores or something like that. Oh, this is a beautiful little section here with all these flowers. Aren't they beautiful? I'm not a flower expert, but those of you at home, I'm sure, will tell me exactly what these are. They just look glorious covering the road like this. Love it. I love plants. Like, more plants the better for me. So guys, I'm with this guy here outside the cafe. I was just having a chat to him. He's a good guy. He's from North Sumatra.
Yes.
Betul sekali?
Yes. I'm coming from North Sumatra.
And how long have you been here for?
2 years.
2 years.
But
Is that?
yeah.
And so merantau ke sini?
No, I'm traveling, you know.
Are you traveling?
I'm a traveler.
So tell me your story about traveling.
I'm go anywhere I want, you know, like I've been traveling a lot in North Sumatra.
Yeah.
So it was finished for me.
Wow.
And then I come to Java.
Really?
I come to Java to see how beautiful Jogja, Semarang.
Wow. How did you travel? What mode of transport?
Sometimes by flight, sometimes by car, you know.
And did you hitchhike?
No.
No hitchhike.
No.
So you're traveling around, and normally where do you stay? What sort of place?
You know, you didn't realize, man, how long, because like here, you know, time flies, and I've been here for 2 years, and even in Java, I just for 2 months.
Yeah.
I've been around traveling a lot, and then I'm finished with that. Like, because not my thing, because I don't know my soul, and then I come here.
Yeah.
And I see how beautiful people here.
Yeah.
Food, especially in Gili Air.
Yeah.
And North Lombok. I see how beautiful savannah, beach, and also they have Rinjani, right?
Yeah.
I've been there, you know.
So where were you born?
North Sumatra.
So you were born North Sumatra?
Yes.
You travelled extensively through North Sumatra, then went to Java, then you're back here. Do you think you're going to keep travelling to other places as well?
And yeah, but next year I want to move
Where?
to another country, you know.
Ooh, nice.
Because
Your heart is dragging you to a new place.
something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Just because I want to find my people, I want to find my place.
Wow.
But here actually I found it, you know. I
Yeah.
found new family, I
Wow.
found love, I found a place to stay, I found a job, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, there's a time I come, there's a time I leave.
Yeah.
But after and after, I will coming back here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Gili Air, North Lombok, it's my second home.
Wow.
My
Wow.
second home, you know.
Wow. What are your dreams for the future? Do you have anything that you dream of?
No man, after 10 years, I just took 10 years with me. And
Yeah.
after I coming back to my land,
Yeah.
Simalungun, with or without someone, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just a little house,
yeah.
and you know, small land.
Yeah.
About small land and farm.
A place where you can drink coffee on the balcony.
Yes, just chilling time.
A simple
you know?
life.
Yes, a simple life. I don't think that I looking for luxury thing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there, you know. I was ambitious person.
Yeah.
I have big dream before.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But it was killing me, you know. It
Wow.
was killing my soul.
Wow.
So that's why I found myself by traveling a lot.
You know, this resonates with me a lot as well because I'm a traveller. My name is Adam.
Adam, nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Adam. My name is Gino.
Gino. So the thing is, I think with travellers, sometimes we have this balance between wanting to be ambitious,
Yes.
but also our soul tells us we need to keep moving.
Of course, yeah.
You need to keep moving, otherwise you become stale.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of us in the West, because we're in a corporate role or stressful
Yeah,
area, sometimes
yeah.
we get trapped.
That cycle,
Yeah,
you know, that
yeah.
cycle always keeps going on
Yeah,
in your life.
yeah.
From your grandfather, father,
Yeah.
and then turn.
It's hard to escape sometimes.
Yes.
And you know what's really interesting to hear is that it also happens with Indonesians as well.
Yeah,
You know,
it is,
it's
it is.
global.
It's
Yeah.
a global thing. I know
Yeah.
it.
Wow. That's really nice. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Gino, for talking to me. This is amazing.
Me too, Adam.
I'm absolutely in awe of the stories that other travellers have got to tell, and especially when it's an Indonesian traveller, because it's so much more difficult for Indonesians to travel because of the financial considerations. It's really great to hear that Indonesians sometimes can find a way to travel. And I used to be in the Indonesian traveller community when I was living in Java with my wife Susan, and we used to know a lot of travellers who would do things different ways based on the money they have available to them. People who are richer are obviously going to travel much more like the Western style of jumping on an aeroplane and going to Nepal. But there are a lot of people who don't have the means, and they'll come up with their own way, and they'll do things like hitchhike around, or they'll stay in the local mosque and that sort of stuff. Still a traveller at heart, but doing it within their means. And it sort of goes to show that if you are a traveller, you can really make it possible if you really want it. And I love those stories, love it. This guy from North Sumatra, as he was saying that, I'm thinking he's from North Lombok for some reason. I don't know why. I've met a lot of people from North Lombok. And he's saying he's from North Sumatra. So he is a Batak. Yeah, the Bataks are the people from around Lake Toba. He's actually from a town called Pematang Siantar. And he's part of the Batak tribe, the Simalungun. Yeah. And the Bataks have about, I think, 4 main groupings. And the Bataks are really an interesting group of people. They're usually Christian, although there is one of the tribes which is definitely more Muslim. They're the Mandailing, if I'm not mistaken. I think I need to go up there at some point to North Sumatra and check it out a little bit, because I really do love it up there. This is the paradise we find ourselves in this morning, and it really is a paradise. Massive storm over there, massive storm. But the water is still absolutely crystal clear. It's actually quite bright above me, and it sort of gives a really beautiful colour on that sand, the turquoise water, and then that huge black band across there. Absolutely love it. This is actually paradise. You know, it is paradise. And as it's coming towards me, I said I was going to make comments on how I feel about it. Well, I really love it. There's something about this place that I really love. I actually love this part here where there is no road. It's just the white sand beneath your feet. That's a really nice part of this area. So this is more towards, it's over 1 kilometre from the harbour, so maybe that's why I absolutely love it around here. Feels a little bit more like Gili in that way. Interestingly, even though there's only a light rain here, I'm not really seeing any foreigners out and about, which I'm a little bit surprised about. I mean, maybe it's a day that you might... Hello. Oh, ya, makasih. Lagi bikin konten ya. Makasih ya. Siapa nama Anda?
Heru.
Heru.
Yes.
Dari mana Heru?
Dari Lombok.
Dari Lombok Utara?
Yes.
Kalau harus pulang setiap hari atau sekali per bulan?
Per minggu.
Untuk kosnya bayar berapa per bulan?
Tinggal di luar.
Oh ya?
Yes.
Jadi tidur di sini enak.
Enak lagi santai.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a great place to sleep. Not cold. Tidak dingin di sini jadi.
Not cold.
Wow, what a great place. I love that idea of sort of sleeping in this hut like this. He sleeps here overnight. Kalau mandi di mana?
Mandi banyak nih.
Di laut. Ya, oke, makasih ya.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih untuk pisang ini.
Oke.
Pasti enak, udah matang. Ya.
Ini namanya pisang susu.
Pisang susu ini.
Yes.
Milk banana.
Ya, you try sir.
Okay, I'm going to try it right now.
What's YouTube?
Sanur Diaries. Diaries. Oh, makasih.
Enjoy ya.
Oh ya. Enak banget. Makasih ya.
Ya.
Okay. Such friendly people. That is a good banana as well. Got a lot of meatiness to it. Great flavour. I'm actually walking along the outskirts of the island at the moment, so if you want to do a full circle of Gili Air, it's 5 kilometres. And it's a pretty easy walk as well. So at the moment we're on sand. In some of the other areas it's actually paved these days, which I'm not a huge fan of because for me it steals a little bit of the feel of paradise. But it's understandable for a local who is transporting goods with one of those horse and carts. It's a lot easier for the horses to get through the paved areas, and if you've got an electric bike you can get around quicker. So I understand it from that point of view, and that's sometimes the challenge, isn't it, between development for the locals to have a better life and for us as a visitor to enjoy paradise. And that balancing act is always one of those things that's quite difficult for us as foreigners to really understand. What an interesting looking storm that one is. There's a thin white line going through it there, which is really interesting. I don't know if that means anything, but it's sort of, it feels like that thing is really moving quite quickly across the sky. And I can hear this rumbling in the distance of the storm as it moves across. It looks to me like it's going to miss me here, even though it is raining right now. I hope it does, because I don't want to get stuck in that. That looks like a treacherous one. I'm clearly not a meteorologist, as that white line up there, which you can barely see on the camera, but it's still there, is not sort of going that way. It's coming straight towards me, and I'm thinking that I'm going to get done by some rain here in a second. I mean, it's raining right now, but it's not a big deal. But it looks like I might get done by a storm. I don't know. Keep going until it really comes down, and then I'll duck into one of these sort of empty places. It's actually got a really odd feeling at the moment, because when I say there are no foreigners around, I haven't seen one for the past kilometre of walking, more than a kilometre of walking. It's like really strange. Not even anyone sort of sitting out at a bar having a coffee or a beer at this time of the morning. I mean, it is fairly early. I mean, what time is it now? It's 9:30. I mean, it's not that early, is it? Like, it's a little bit strange. Maybe this is the area of the island that no one stays in, but I can see accommodation everywhere. You know, it's a little bit strange. Oh, I see one guy over there. He's in a little pavilion over there having a drink of water. I just came to this bar and this guy shouted out at me, "Hey!" And so I came over to have a bit of a chat. What's your name?
Didi.
Didi.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Didi?
Lombok Barat.
Lombok Barat. Yeah. Yang paling dekat, yang terkenal di sana, Gili apa?
Gili Gede.
Gili Gede.
Ya.
So, Gili Gede itu tempat pariwisata ya juga.
Ya betul. Sama Gili Asahan,
Ya.
Gili Rengit,
Ya.
Gili Nanggu, Suda, Tangkong, Kedis, dan banyak lagi gili yang ada di Lombok Barat.
Dan mereka bagus juga, ya.
Ya, bagus.
Ya. Jadi masih sepi mungkin ya, dibandingkan ini.
Masih privat.
Ya. Dan di sana ada job atau agak lebih susah untuk cari job di sana?
Ya, agak lebih susah sih.
Ya. Jadi di sini lebih bagus kalau mau kerja.
Ya, betul.
Dan udah berapa lama di sini di Gili Air?
1 tahun 6 bulan.
Wow. Kalau pulang kapan?
Jarang pulang.
Pernah pulang?
2 bulan sekali.
Dan punya motor? Di sini tidak punya motor.
Ya, tidak ada motor.
Jadi harus naik travel atau?
No,
Dijemput.
Dijemput ya, betul.
Dijemput. Oke, aku mau lanjut ya jalan-jalan. Terima kasih Didi.
Sama-sama.
Oke, Adam ya. Nama saya Adam ya.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Didi.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Adam. Have a good day.
Will do. Thank you, mate.
You're welcome.
Nice people, eh? Nice people. Want to have a bit of a chat. Love the people here. Like, just so friendly. Honestly though, this is like Indonesia as it really is. The people of Indonesia, in my experience, are the friendliest people on earth. I know we sometimes say, oh no, the Thais are friendlier and all that sort of stuff, but you know, you can have a debate about it, but they are at least one of the friendliest people on earth, and it's almost universal. Very hospitable, very friendly, always want to have a chat, and the smiles. The smile for me changes your day. You know, if you meet someone who's smiling all the time, it makes me want to smile. Like, I just feel so happy being here. You know, someone beams at you like that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm having a good day now. Even if you're depressed by the weather, which I'm not, but even if you were, come out and have a chat to a few people, they're just going to have a big smile at you and you're just going to love it. And I think this is one of the key reasons why we love Indonesia, is because of the people. I need to try and cut back inland somewhere. I mean, the beach for almost this whole section has been just glorious, like some of the best beaches you'll find anywhere really. I'm going to try and cut back inland and head back towards some of the village areas. Let's have a look around there, but I've got to try and find a road first. I haven't found that. But that looks a little bit brighter over there now, doesn't it? Look at that. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Might just nick down this little goat track over here, see where this leads. There's usually always something interesting at the end of these. I'm not sure, but I think I've stumbled on the place where all the people stay, Kos-kosan. You know, those places where locals stay when they're merantau ke sini, or they're staying here for periods of time. That's what it looks like. These are not hotels. Hello. Ini kos-kosan? Yes. Ah, yeah. So this is where the locals stay. The guys that are serving you in the restaurants and so forth, they're staying in these places. They look pretty good. They're like new constructions and stuff, and I'm sure they're still going to have to keep building and building and building. Hello. It's a nice little track here that I might follow. Well, there you go. So that's where the locals are living, in the village. The nice village vibes down here. And someone obviously owns a huge block of land here, and rather than not have any use for it, they're putting a few little kos-kosan on there, and they'll get a bit of money from it. Well, you know, the guys are saying that the price is anywhere between 500 and 800,000 per month for one of those little units. There's actually a heap of construction down here. It's more local style. That's an old, I don't know what that is, old little house. That looks great. Oh, maybe an old accommodation. Old bamboo sort of siding and stuff. Hello. Lagi bikin pagar?
Ya, bikin pagar.
Ah, bagus. You got to watch your back around here for these chidomo. Here we go. Look at this guy, get a bit of pace up. I remember some years ago there was a big drama about the horses here and how well they're treated and that sort of stuff, and the way it sort of went down was like this. Some foreigners who had good intentions came onto the islands and started telling locals that they're treating the horses poorly and they need to do something about it, and it went down like a lead balloon. Understandably, when you get someone from outside, a foreigner coming in and telling you what to do. Now, as I said, their intentions were absolutely fine, because yeah, the animals were in poor condition and there was real concerns about their treatment. But when you want to affect change, coming in with the right attitude is more important than anything. And it actually got people's backs up. And eventually it looks like these horses, they look like they're being treated quite well, but I think the process that they went through to get to that change was a bit controversial. Well, those horses are carrying a huge amount of weight, but they just look like they're in good condition. They're not skinny, they're quite fat actually. They've got a really nice coat on them. This one's a little bit smaller. Look at this one. Hello. Hello. That whole drama was probably a good lesson in community engagement, about engaging the community from a place of understanding and truly wanting to find a solution that works for everyone, rather than just imposing your ideals and your views. The other thing about it is that when you come into another culture, things are done differently in other cultures. Now, of course, animal rights are universal, but the way that you go about interacting with people really matters. And I find that sometimes we as foreigners go to a place and we don't really understand cultural context, and sometimes we just get it wrong, you know. I just had to pull up because it's just started bucketing down, just ducked into this little warung here, and I'll wait for this rain to pass. It looks like it's one of those days where it's a little bit on and off. So yeah, no big deal. Wait for it to pass and then continue on. That guy's doing it tough out in the rain now because that's bucketing down hard. Like 2 seconds in this downpour and you are drenched. Okay, so the storm has stopped and I'm finally able to keep walking around. Sun's coming out actually, which is nice. One of those things in the dry season, sunny all day usually. In the wet season, rains a lot, but you get huge patches of sunny weather as well. I actually don't mind the wet season. A lot of people don't like it because they don't like the rain, but for me the rain is a minor inconvenience at times, but generally not too bad. It's not like you get weeks and weeks of just constant rain, and you sometimes do, but it's not that common. Look at this beautiful horse. Absolutely beautiful looking horse, isn't it? Got a lot of food in there. What have you got in there, mate? Oh, lots of grass, lots of fresh grass. He's got a bit of bulk on him as well. Well, I don't see any bones or anything, just a really good looking horse, you know, really good looking horse. I love to see that. I mean, because I'm an animal lover, I'd just love to see animals treated so well, and certainly things seem to have changed a lot here. I love that. Big water tank, what's that? What's the story with that? That's interesting, isn't it? Oh. This is a government storage tank, and it tells you how many meters of water are in there at the moment. There's just over 3 meters of water in that tank, and it looks like it's sucking the water from underground somewhere, and then that's used as a communal water storage centre. I didn't know that actually. I thought everyone had their own little pump sucking the groundwater, but that one on top of the hill as well, which makes sense, so you can get gravity-fed water to all the places. Reservoir Gili Air. That's an official reservoir for the island. You actually don't have that sort of infrastructure in most places in Indonesia. Town water is not something you can get everywhere. There is in some places in Indonesia. It's called PDAM. That's basically government water service. But most places don't get it, and even when you can access it, most people choose not to use it because of inconsistency with water supply. So they'll often either just use a well or use a well to sort of supplement what the government can supply. It's that one of those things. It's going to be how's your father here, isn't it? Look at the path here. That's why they want it paved. I've got to get through there. When I first moved to Bandung in West Java, I actually had town water. And the way that it usually works is that you have a pump which pumps into a massive tank, and then you pump from the tank into your house. So you have 2 pumps. And the reason you do that is because you want to have sort of almost like a backstop, just in case the water goes out for a few hours. You've always got a tank full of water, and often you'll have that tank on your roof or up higher, so you get a little bit more pressure when you pump it through your house. But what happened to me was, at one point, the government decided to turn the water off, or they were doing some work, and it was 4 days that the water was out. So I had no water for 4 days, and in the end, what I had my pembantu, or my helper, do, I got her to bring water over every day to fill my big water tank. So she'd come over with buckets, multiple buckets every day, just so I could have a shower. Like, it gets pretty bad pretty quickly when you don't have access to running water. Yeah, and that sort of happened without even any notification. It's just like the water's off and they're doing some digging somewhere and you don't have water anymore. So yeah, that's sort of why people like to rely on groundwater. So apparently, I was just speaking to this guy, that there is water here that comes from Lombok, from a pipe. Dari Lombok, pakai saluran pipa, dari Lombok ke sini, dan Bapak bisa pakai air itu yang lumayan bersih, dan harus dibersihkan lagi.
With the
filter.
Mesin.
Nah, dan air itu setelah proses itu bersih banget. Bisa diminum.
Bisa kita untuk masak.
Dan ini dipakai di seluruh Gili ini.
Iya. Seluruh di Gili ini. Yolan Depot Water.
Yolan Depot, air minum pilihan keluarga sehat. Okay, makasih Pak. Yeah. What an interesting story that was about the water situation here. They have a pipe from Lombok. That guy is making drinking water from water that comes from either the ground or from the pipe from Lombok, depending on how much water he's got underground. He'll use that, but if it's like the dry season or there's no water underground, he'll use the one from Lombok to make his filtered water for people. He was saying that the water from Lombok is actually quite expensive, so most locals won't use it unless they're desperate, and that normally happens during the dry season. I've really loved this little walk around Gili Air. I'm enjoying my time here more than I expected. As I said at the start of the video, I was going to let everything come to me and assess it on its merits rather than having some sort of preconceived notion about what I should expect here. And to be honest, the further I've gotten away from where I'm staying, the more I've enjoyed it. That's the reality of the situation. But having said that, there are aspects of where I'm staying that I actually like as well. You know, the convenience and the amenity that there is down in that area, it's quite nice as well. So, you know, pluses and minuses in every place, but I love it here. Thanks for coming along for the ride today, and thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all things Sanur and the rest of Indonesia. And while I'm here in the Gilis, for the Gilis as well. I'll catch you next time, and sampai jumpa.